Hello and welcome to Poland. We're here for the second running of Red Bull 111 Megawatt. Located in the largest coal mine in Europe, Red Bull Megawatt is a hybrid of a race, combining three disciplines of racing into one fast-paced three-lap hard-enduro, consisting of motocross, extreme enduro and enduro cross. This mine is about to erupt. But before they get to the race, we have qualifying. 665 petrol heads from 12 nations will test themselves and their bikes in a short motocross-style section of the track, and then the straight rhythm enduro cross section, with the fastest 500 competitors making it to the main event. First off is the world #1, Johnny Walker. Growing up riding in the sand, Johnny will set the tone for qualifying and show the Poles he's here to win. The riders are released one by one every 10 seconds, and with 650 looking to qualify for the main event, today will be filled with mayhem, madness and motorcycles. Qualifying consists of two sections. First is a short 4-kilometre motocross lap that will test the speed of each of the riders. And the fast-paced style of racing is attracting talents from all over the world. There are a number of different riders who could place well in qualifying for the main event on day 2. But it's not all about speed. In the second section of qualifying, it's a 1-kilometre enduro cross track, which will test the riders' technical abilities. And the two combined times will set the grid for the mass start in the main race. Swedish rider and two-time world enduro champion Joachim Lundgren takes his expertise and has a solid qualifying run, taking second place.
Tomorrow gonna be hard. It's long, it's physical, and today is just a sprint.
Top spot on day 1 goes to local rider and 10-time Polish motocross champion Łukasz Kurowski. He had a fantastic qualifying run and has set the pace for the hard enduro regulars. Rounding out the top 3 is Giacomo Redondi. The top 5 is separated by 16 seconds. Red Bull 111 Megawatt is now in its second year, and it's bringing some flavour into the hard enduro series.
Okay, so what you guys see here is a coal mine in Poland, in Bełchatów.
When you arrive, impressive. The machines and everything is so big.
This is the place where Red Bull 111 Megawatt is going to happen, and you know, it's kind of my signature event. You know, we've got my 111 in it, and then PG is the sponsor of the event, and you know, this is what they do. So they wanted like that the name would have something to do with what they do here.
It's good doing the interviews. I get to know the rules, don't you? You tell me the rules.
7 rows with 70 people in every row. Yeah, you need to have a good start there to be in the, for sure, top 10.
The dead engine starts, so you're panicking a little bit.
The start of this race is really crazy. It's super important to get away. Tons of guys just coming straight after you.
It's a 3-lap race. Every single one is over 20 kilometers. It's around 20-23 kilometers.
Not a really technical race, but it's over 2 hours, and the sand gets all rutted up. Sand's always physical to ride on because you're fighting the bike, holding onto the bike.
You're riding the first lap blind as fast as you can, and there's some big hills with like deep sand in the bottom, so you could totally mess up, get stuck in the bottom and lose like 10 minutes trying to get your bike out.
Riding in sand, we use different type of bike. We use different suspension. The fork is a bit more long, more hard. The shock also.
The race is pretty long, so you have to pit, you have to stop and refuel your bike, and so there's going to be a little bit of strategy, I would say, going on. There is one thing that is waiting for them at the end. There is that one extreme section just before the finish line. I'm close racing till the end, like we're gonna see some battles, you know, at the final here for sure.
It's race day. The crowd is filling in and the army of 500 riders are making their way to the start line for the largest mass start in all of Hard-Enduro. The battle for the ever-important hole shot is minutes away. Johnny has the chance to continue his winning streak and complete the first ever Hard-Enduro Grand Slam, winning all 6 extreme events of the season. With the ever-competitive field of world champion riders looking to spoil the Brits' chances, he will have to fight during all 3 laps to keep his perfect season alive.
We're like 10 minutes from the start now. We've still got to pick our positions to line up, so you know, I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to get racing.
I think it's important to get a good start, to be with the front guys flat out to the finish line. I think there is no really tactic or something about the race, just full gas all the way and make good pit stops and not get stuck when we lap the riders. We are 500 riders here, so it's gonna be a mess in the second and third lap.
Yeah, the start's going to be really important. It's like 70 on a row, so it narrows into a pretty single track early, so you know, if I get behind some of them, it's going to be really tough. It's a bit dusty as well, so it's going to be a nightmare, but you know, I've got to be positive. Got to be aggressive on that start. It's not in my nature to do that, but I've got to go for it.
The race is about to start. I'm super excited. Can't wait.
The tension is mounting. With such a big start, a good getaway is crucial. And they're away. The sprint to the hole shot is on. And it's Joachim Lundgren, the 2-time World Enduro champion, who takes the first corner. His 4-stroke 450 gives him the lead, with Manuel Lettenbichler and Johnny Walker filling in behind him. But it's Lundgren who has a clear track. In a race like this, being out in front on the first lap is key. It allows the top riders to build a lead in the trailing pack. They know that on lap 2 they'll have to navigate around the amateurs to lap them. As row after row is sent off, this race has just got dusty. Hot on the Swedes' tail are the other 499 riders. With the following rows released in 1-minute intervals, this normally quiet coal mine is soon to be littered with dirt bikes. Until checkpoint 1, it's the motocross part of the course. It's fast, it's dusty, and it's unforgiving. Joachim Lundgren and Johnny Walker are starting to move to the head of the pack. Lucas Kurowski and Giacomo Redondi are desperately trying to stick with them. The rest of the field are struggling to keep up with the 4. Positioning his weight to the rear of the bike, Johnny uses every bit of torque the 2-stroke KTM will offer and is flat out chasing down Lundgren, who's on the bigger, heavier and faster KTM 4-stroke. Picking it up the hill, Walker's front tyre gets turned in the loose sand and he goes down. Lundgren pushes on, adding some distance on the race favourite. Poland's Łukasz Kurowski and Italy's Giacomo Redondi take advantage of the Brits' mistakes. They pass Walker and he is forced back down the hill, dropping him from 2nd to 4th. Johnny is now in a rare position of chasing the rear tyres of the riders in front of him. He's normally the hunted, and now he's become the hunter. Speeding into the Hard-Enduro section of the race, the riders are forced to slow down. With hump after hump of loose dirt hills, Johnny's stamina and technique push him past the non-traditional Hard-Enduro competitors and puts him back in 2nd place. Now his eyes are set on Joachim Lundgren and the lead. But the Swede isn't going to just give it up, and he charges out of this hill climb and leaves a plume of dust on Johnny. Charging through these oversized molehills, Walker flows effortlessly into 1st place. But moments later, Walker heads in the wrong direction. Lundgren jumps on the Brit's mistake and powers up the hill, regaining top spot. Here, the two leaders traverse the side of this loose gravel hill. Johnny takes the high line, and once again, he's back in front. Heading into the last section of the 13-kilometre extreme enduro course, Lundgren jumps back into the lead as the top riders approach the enduro cross section and the end of the first lap.
All right, we're done the enduro cross portion, and the guy's going to be coming through here in any minute.
1 kilometre of logs, rocks, tyres and humps make up this straight rhythm enduro cross track, and these two fly across it like they're floating on air.
Johnny first, Jokke in second. All right, they have like a good lead, both of them, so it's going to be interesting, you know?
With lap 1 complete, the leaders hit the pits. After 23 kilometres of racing, they refuel and pick up some new goggles. And quickly, the leaders are back on track. Andreas Lattenbichler, normally a racer, is instead supporting his KTM teammate Walker. He's back on track, fighting his rivals and the best Poland has to offer. In Poland, the sport of hard-enduro is growing. And now with the event on an international scale, it gives the riders the potential to showcase their talent against the world's best.
My name is Łukasz Kurowski from Poland. I am a semi-professional rider. Last year I were in Red Bull Megawatt and I was fourth. There is a lot of factory riders like Gomez, Jarvis, and of course Walker. It's good to ride with those guys. You know, in Poland we don't have a lot of money about the racing. For me, this competition is very important to compare with the riders.
Hi, my name is Ewelina Szkudlarek. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Poland. I ride mostly Super-Enduro and I'm training from 2 years. I think this race helps Polish riders because in Poland motorsports aren't on the highest level. Here we have many people and they will know that something like this exists, that it is exciting. When we have a race as big as this in Poland, it cheers us up and it's like a hope.
I won the qualification and I try to give maximum and I will fight for the first top 3, of course. Cross fingers for me, guys.
While Lundgren and Walker continue to swap spots, the battle for third is developing behind them. It's a 4-man fight between Manuel Lattenbichler, Alfredo Gomez, Giacomo Redondi and Poland's Łukasz Kurowski. Back and forth, these riders find the fastest lines and continue to jet past one another. The extreme enduro elements of the track separate the pack a bit, with Lattenbichler Jr. and Alfredo Gomez pushing their bikes to the limit, extending their lead from Redondi and Kurowski. But the Polish rider won't let them out of his sight. The motocross champion is giving it his best in the technical sections of the race. For Lattenbichler, though, this is uncharted territory. He's never scored a podium in hard enduro. Little Letty loses third position with a slight stall and slips off the bike. Alfredo takes advantage of the young Bavarian's mistake and is now in third place. With Kurowski close behind. But just one hill climb later, Alfredo suffers a fall of his own. and Lessing-Bichler is back in the final podium position. And quickly a familiar face has arrived. Number 2, Graham Jarvis, has made up ground in the technical sections of the race and slips past Kurowski and Redondi, positioning himself in 5th. Next on his list, Gomez and Lessing-Bichler. As the riders reach the end of lap 2, the fight for 3rd is still close.
Yep, it's Gomez and Little Letty. That's pretty good. Yep, Gomez and Little Letty going for it. Oh, Little Letty attacking. Whoa! He got around Gomez. So Little Letty in 3rd. That's pretty cool. Wow, exciting.
A long-time rival of Blasuziak's, Jarvis, is riding his heart out and is closing down on Gomez. Manny, Gomez and now Jarvis are now within seconds of each other in the fight for 3rd, heading into the refueling points. Father and son work together to get the bike back on track as soon as possible. And quickly the others are chasing him down.
First lap is done, and Manny is in a good position. Now in 4th. Gomez overtaking over there. But I'm really happy for him. So he's quite fast in that thing. I'm scared.
Forced to miss out on riding his own race due to illness, Taddy takes a moment to show us his race.
Hi, this is Taddy Blasuziak. Welcome to my event, Red Bull 111 Megawatt. I'm not racing this year, but I'm here, you know, doing a lot of different things, and I'm going to show you around. So come on, let's do it. What you see, guys, here, this is a Red Bull media tent, and this is where all the communication is happening. So go inside and check it out. Guys are flat out here, so well, not that flat out. You guys see them guys are really working hard here, and I guess it's time for us to go and check something else.
Whoa! What up, man?
It's my brother. He's, you know, one of them really important person. Why I'm here today. I mean, you know, where I'm at today. So pretty cool to see him here.
Letty team.
Letty team.
You know, he's on my bike, I'm not racing.
Yeah, it's not a nice feeling, huh?
No, it's...
We are, me and Johnny. We're gonna hit that helicopter.
Who's your pilot, firstly?
This guy is gonna be the one that hopefully is gonna bring us back.
No, I'm flying.
Johnny's gonna fly himself. I'm myself. All right, let's do some signing and, you know, do some work for them guys now.
We need to for fireworks test.
Thanks for hanging out. It's time to see them boys going flat out, and let's go out there and enjoy some racing.
Back to the race, and charging through lap 2 of the motocross portion, Walker is full gas and is extending his lead. Lundgren has dropped further behind in 2nd, and the battle for 3rd continues between Lessing-Bichler and Gomez. As the top riders are into the 2nd lap, the rest of the field are struggling. With bodies and bikes littered along the course, finding the fastest line is no easy task. Walker is in the zone where other riders struggle. Johnny makes it look as though he's on a joyride.
All right, guys, what you see here is the endurocross part. You know, the guys are going flat out through here. Johnny in the lead. Yeah, he's got a pretty good lead now. Here comes Joker in 2nd. All right, guys, here comes Alfredo Gomez in 3rd. Redondi's out. Here comes Manuel Lettenbichler. And Jarvis. Not a lap to go, so still everything can happen.
As Gomez and Manuel Lettenbichler decide to come in for their final pit stop, in a strategic move, Jarvis skips the second stop. In doing so, he passes both Gomez and Isoletti and moves himself into third. But will he have enough fuel to get him to the finish? We're on the final lap and the fight for the podium is tight. Johnny Walker is running like the champion he is and seems to be riding at a level above the other top riders. With the overwhelmed field of exhausted riders, making a move is not an easy task. As a mob of motorcycles keep pushing forward, the track is taking a beating, almost as much as some of its racers. Meanwhile, Jarvis is riding like a man possessed. The silent assassin is not so silent. Jarvis is determined to hunt down Lundgren in second.
All right, guys, I'm here at the finish with the checkered flag. The race is still on. Johnny's still in the lead. This is the final hill. The guys are on the Endurocross section, so they're going to be here any minute. So it's about to go down here.
As Johnny reaches the final section of the race, he makes this Endurocross course look easy. And with one final hill climb, Johnny Walker pops over the tyres and climbs up the loose rock hill and takes the checkered flag. Johnny Walker's perfect season continues. He's one step closer to the ever-elusive Hard-Enduro Grand Slam.
Yeah, I'm happy to get another win, but you know, everyone else has rode really well and it was a close fight all the way to the finish.
As Lundgren reaches the finish, he finds his line and approaches the final hill. But he can't make it and gets stuck. Jarvis is on the hunt and is powering through the final sections of the Endurocross track. But does the Hard-Enduro veteran have enough in the tank to overtake Lundgren? Digging his heavy four-stroke KTM deeper into the stone hill, Lundgren is making no progress meters from the line. And now Jarvis has shown up. He powers up the hill past Lundgren to steal second place away from the Swede. Lundgren has to settle for third.
Well, I'm feeling pretty lucky because I just got a terrible start and then just literally cruised for the first half an hour and then got into it and just nailed it on that last lap, and then luckily just on the finish got Lundgren at the end.
Yeah. I picked the wrong line and couldn't come up, so I was pushing and took a really long time. And the last meters, Jarvis passed me with a trial move, and yeah, I feel disappointed now. I had a lead or second all the race, and then I finished third. But yeah, I gave it what I could, and it was a fun race anyway.
You can follow them now. This kid's not alright. This kid's not alright.
So Alfredo Gomez and Manuel Lettenbichler complete the top 5. Local hero Lukas Kurowski is 6th. Johnny Walker tops the world rankings and is now only one win away from a Hard-Enduro Grand Slam.